It started like most HOA stories do, with a letter. Just a plain white envelope stuffed in my mailbox, postmarked from the Mill Ridge Hills Homeowners Association, with a return address that always meant bad news. I thought it would be the usual, a warning about trash bins being left out too long, or a complaint about my porch light being too bright. But this time, it wasn't about trash, or my rose bushes, or even the off-white color of my garage door that had caused such a stir 2 years prior. This time it was serious. According to the letter, my property was being reviewed for repeated violations, unapproved modifications, and structural neglect, and the board was evaluating legal measures for possible lien enforcement and forced possession. In simple terms, they were threatening to take my house, the house I bought with my own money, the house I rebuilt with my bare hands after the fire, the house that had been in my family for over 40 years. At first, I thought it was a clerical error. I'm meticulous about compliance. I pay my dues on time, I keep my yard clean, and I've never once missed an architectural approval. But the more I read the letter, the clearer it became. This wasn't a mistake. This was personal. The HOA president, Lorraine Hastings, had always had a quiet vendetta against me. I didn't play her politics. I didn't show up to her optional but mandatory garden parties. And when I challenged her proposed 25% dues increase last year and won, she never forgave me. At first, I tried the reasonable route. I called, emailed, asked for clarification. No one replied. Then the violations started stacking up. Fabricated ones. Overgrown vegetation when I had just paid for professional landscaping. Unapproved structure, referring to a tool shed that had been there since the Reagan administration. Even hazardous materials for having 2 cans of paint in my locked garage. It was clear, this was a coordinated effort to push me out. What the HOA didn't know, however, was who I really am. I'm not just a quiet homeowner with a good memory. I'm a licensed property rights attorney, one who has spent the last 27 years specializing in HOA law. I've represented homeowners in front of state boards, defended against wrongful foreclosures, and even helped write legislation protecting private property from overreaching associations. I know the bylaws better than they do, because in some cases I helped write them. So I started documenting every notice, every voicemail. I installed outdoor cameras. I submitted public records requests. I reviewed the minutes from every board meeting for the past 18 months and noticed something troubling. The board had been quietly funneling funds to a private contractor owned by the HOA treasurer's nephew, using the same violations process to intimidate elderly residents into paying inflated compliance repair fees. And they had tried it on me. That was their mistake. Armed with evidence, I filed an official injunction with the county court. Not only did I halt any potential foreclosure, but I requested a full audit of the HOA's finances and a temporary restraining order against 3 board members. And then I did something that changed everything. I mailed copies of my findings to every homeowner in the neighborhood. 37 pages of documented abuse, invoices, legal references, and case studies. It spread like wildfire. At the next HOA meeting, the room was packed. For the first time in years, people who had silently suffered under Lorraine's rule showed up. Retirees, single parents, veterans. One after another, they shared stories of bullying, false fines, and silent threats. That night, a vote was held to dissolve the current board. It passed, unanimously. The county investigation led to misdemeanor charges for 2 board members and restitution payments to multiple families, including mine. But beyond the legal win, there was something more powerful. The community woke up. We rebuilt the HOA from the ground up, with transparency, accountability, and compassion. As for my home, it's still mine. The same one my father built, where my daughter took her first steps. It's not just a house, it's my legacy. And if there's one thing this battle proved, it's that no amount of intimidation, no matter how official the letterhead, can strip you of what you rightfully own, especially when you know exactly how to fight back.